Jawbidge. Please obey our speed limits. As early as 10,000 years ago, Native American hunting parties camped near here to hunt game. About 1,000 years ago, Shoshone-speaking people entered the region where they continue to live today. The name Jawbidge comes from a Shoshone word meaning a bad or evil spirit. Dave Warren discovered gold in this isolated area in 1909. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Where would the best place to get some water?
Water?
Yeah.
Water for just to drink?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they'll let me out.
In here?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Nice people in there. All right, yeah, this whole town is nice.
Okay.
You been through here?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, everybody's nice.
So the people were very gracious at the outdoor inn. The little interaction I had with them, I offered to buy some bottled water, and the lady behind the counter said, "Oh, well, I can sell you that, but the water we have in our well is just as clean, if not cleaner, than any other water you're going to find." And she even offered to put ice in my Camelback and fill it up with water, which was very kind. Had a little look around. I had already eaten breakfast. They looked like they were serving some good breakfast in there, and everybody was just really friendly. It seems like it's a kind of like a, you know, a lot of people go there to hunt, and you notice the picture of the arrows representing all the arrows that were used to, you know, to get elk or something like that. And they had a nice little bar, and it was just, you know, I didn't take a look at the rooms, but I imagine they were more than suitable. So I can see why the people that planned out the backcountry discovery routes chose that as the first stop or the beginning of the route. I wouldn't hesitate to stay there if my timing worked out right to start there. Seemed like a nice little town, and everybody was really friendly.
Just got some gas. Even now. Talked to some guys from California. They actually was pretty informative. They he was out with his cousin, his brother, maybe another guy out on ATVs. Got in some nasty trails. They were trying to get here, and two guys rolled their ATVs, and shoulder injury and a knee injury. And the guy had a Garmin in reach, just like I did, just like I do when he pressed the SOS button, and I guess they communicated with him back and forth through text. They came and got him. He said it took a while, but I imagine if it was more of an emergency, they probably would have got there a lot quicker. But they were riding in the dark. And, matter of fact, that was the guy. Those were the guys right there. So it's just another, you know, learn from other people's mistakes here. You know, don't take any risks. Don't ride in the dark, especially alone. I don't regret buying this Scarman InReach satellite system at all. $175 miles to Glenn's Ferry.
So after leaving Jawbidge, I wasn't having much luck following my GPS and was really getting lost. Having to stop multiple times, relook at maps, and finally strolled into this small schoolhouse that was pretty much the only thing in the area, where I noticed a gentleman pulled over, stopped to ask for some directions, where he went above and beyond of showing me what direction to go.
So I'm here at the school outside of Jawbidge. I got lost, and this fine gentleman here was in getting this dog from his what was it? Your dad's dog got loose from the house.
Yep.
And the lady from the schoolhouse called, said the dog was down here, so he just happened to be out here getting the dog, and I was asking for directions. I was a lost puppy myself, so he let me use his phone. I had to call in for work, and real lifesaver. He's a cowboy, about as cowboy as it gets. You meet lost souls out here on the road often?
Every now and then.
Every now and then, yeah. Well, you've been extremely gracious and helpful, and I really appreciate it.
Heck yeah. Well, anytime.
Get you out to Vegas sometime and show you around. He's 21 now. Just turned 21 this month.
Finally, yeah.
So, all right, I ain't gonna hold him up any longer. I just want to get a little film documentation. I'm gonna hopefully get on the right path and start heading towards Glen Ferry. Onward northbound, making our way to Alaska.
So after leaving that fine young cowboy, I couldn't help but reflect as I was riding away from that small town and getting back en route, that I immediately realized that I was out of the big city and into the country where people tend to care a little more about one another, where they rely on their neighbor more than living in a big city where, you don't really know your neighbors that well. This kid was more than helpful. He spent more than an hour with me, bringing me to his house so I could use his phone in a situation where I had to make a phone call, and offering me water and bringing me back, just going above and beyond. I offered to give him money, at least for gas, and he just absolutely would not take it. And it was the first moment of self-reflection where, I could really learn from this. We got to talking. Him and his family have about over 1,000 cattle, and they move them from BLM land to BLM land, and he works from sun up to sundown, and it's it's hard work. It's a full-time job, more than a full-time job, and I don't know exactly what he makes. I can't really remember, but it's not a whole lot. But for him not to take any money, at least for gas or anything, was really pretty remarkable. It was a highlight of the trip so far.